things differently.
This is the first. This is the first time that we have a chance to tax something differently because the non-profit it's already got a byline saying with council approval after 4 years, there's a 10% maximum discount that we can do. So the non-profit's already covered, regular residents covered, and we're just now with the OCP amendment taking a look at doing commercial taxation as well. So that's it. We're getting there.
So what do you expect the commercial rate to be then?
Should be discussed. We haven't even gotten into it. Well, we have one more. If we can finish with the gallery. Go ahead, Jim.
To answer your question, I believe we do have a schedule with a category set up for different categories.
Well, Your Worship, right now, we're
about
going
4 categories.
something like this as public, civic, and institutional.
Yes.
Without looking at it, but the assessment authority, would have all that.
No, it'll be 3 or 4 times. I saw we already had the 4 categories fixed.
One is civic and institutional.
Yes, but I mean the other categories, did we not already have them even though we don't use them?
I think as they put it in, we get a chance to choose anyway. We would assume we would go to a best practice, but we have to wait and see what that looks like to be able to fit this. Bruce?
Yeah, I'm just bring it back into the point. Sorry, I didn't realize what was going when I first raised it. But I mean, do I take your comment, Neil, to be that for the sake of giving $200 to this organization, you would be hard pressed to justify not granting the same benefit to the DLC?
I think legally we can enforce it.
I felt that, but nonetheless, I think we'd be hard pressed. So you're really, for the sake of $200 for this organization, you're facing a fairly significant not an inventory.
And this organization is very well.
So I changed my mind. I'm not sure.
I was going to say the same thing. I guess if we're in any risk of having LCS, then we have, like in we would put in a position that we would have to take favorites. Then, yeah, I also don't know if that's a good idea to do that.
Rob, you have a
how long is this going to have to keep in a low box? Totally in favor of what you said. I don't think the risk factor totally outweighs the we could just rejection.
Yeah.
Just a question with regards to this. Christian went through the whole process and did his own coursework with the camp. And so Neighborhood House owns quite a few other properties within Greater Vancouver, and I'm just wondering what the other municipalities have done. They've got a neighborhood house in Vancouver, right on the low-view boundary area, so I would guess that, and also out in South Surrey and White Rock, they own a large camp out there, and I don't know where else they have property, so would it maybe be helpful to take a look at what has happened within the other municipalities and what those municipalities are doing?
Well, other municipalities are under the community charter also, and they grant many permissive exemptions, many permissive tax exemptions.
But I'm just wondering specifically with the specific properties, would it not?
I don't know.
I think people have. I think remember is the bylaw is for to be applied for non-profit. You can't selectively approach. You can't selectively apply bylaws, which is my fault.
Can we just move to reject?
Of course, yeah, of course, we can just vote. Yeah, we can just vote opposed. Yeah, I still have a couple more hands because it's only $200 and they can afford it. But it's a message that we're not giving the discounts for nonprofit, which is only 10%. We're not giving the discounts for nonprofit in the village. That's all.
Okay. Sorry. Can we do this for? Well, it doesn't matter if we reject it, it's rejected. Or they could come back.
They could reapply.
Again, right?
Yeah, they could reapply.
Absolutely.
Well, we can simply reject and be honest with them and say why we're doing this. Because we do run the risk of not just being able to do no. Well, this is public, right? No. Right.
You know what? I think the thing is that we don't want, we need every penny we can get to support the safety of this village at this point. and the water system that we're really investing in particular, and the firefighting resources like the fire hall will require us not to be granting optional discounts. That would be what I would propose.
And sorry to add, I mean, there's a reason why this sort of application requires the financial details. This is not an organization that agrees on that. And we're talking about 0.02% of the profit last year. He spent more than $200 to find them.
Well, sure.
So multiply next year and save $250.
Exactly.
I don't even understand why he applied for it, but I don't love this, yeah.
That's what you're saying, sir?
Fiscally responsible.
Yes, that's right.
Now you have your hand up?
Well, I was going to say, when you answer them, it's not out of line to say, at this juncture in our history, we cannot.
Yeah.
But please feel free to apply next year.
Everybody comfortable with this? Bruce, did we get a vote? Okay, so all in favor of granting the discount? I see none. All opposed? Motion fails. Thank you.
I do have a
Oh, that's.
Well, that's why I brought it up.
Great.
Alright. So, now we can revisit in the correct order reports from mayor and council committee representatives. We have none. Bylaws, we have no bylaws. There are 7 pieces of correspondence, and some of them moved to receive items. Second, thank you very much. We don't usually do any questions or discussion on this, but does anybody have any concerns about any of the correspondence? All right, so all in favor? None opposed, motion carried. And any council members have any business?
Just let us know where we're at with the water committee recommendations and the engineering company.
The engineering RFP closes at the end of this week. So the engineering RFP closes. Did you get the second proposal? So we have at least 2 companies that have engineering firms that have responded to the RFP. All right.
Just an update.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So from council, anything else to discuss? Yeah, please. Okay.
I hate to bring this up again, our parking issue.
Unfair, it's a nice night.
I got so full, I'm going to be late.
Someone order pizza.
Not to be along with, okay, but, not to be along with it all. We don't have this weekend, people parking on several days, rolling their coolers down Watson Trail, only to find out that there's no space at the end of Tatlow.
Move to your question, please.
It'll be next weekend, coming up.
Water. I would like to reconsider the no parking signs on Green. When I came here tonight, there were 15 to 20 kids.
Hang on, what do you mean by reconsider? What do you want to see?
But at one point in time, we talked about it being resident only in that area.
All right, so, how about may I propose, and this isn't formal, there's discussion at the town hall on Thursday, and get some conversation done on whether or not people can remain as and be appropriate residents only. We're doing it for Belfair Bay Road anyway, pretty much. So it would be the second road. Let me just see what people say. There hasn't been a whole lot of places I've been interviewed on green access.
I agree. There hasn't been, because they don't park that far up. I'm just saying the number of people that are coming down on the weekend was pretty incredible.
Remember that towing starts this weekend?
So I sent in as well pictures to Shay of what was going on there. Again, I wrote with letters being written to council be appropriate on this. We have beer cans, we have parties starting to go there now. So it's now known, and people that are walking down there are on their cell phones. They're actually getting the geolocation on their cell phones.
Is there a party shortage of people in that?
Good question, Bill.
No, I was just gonna say, because it's been such a contentious issue, and it has created so much conflict within council, I would highly, advise if we're gonna bring this whole subject up again, to be in a public meeting with staff, honestly, because I'm still uncomfortable what happened the last few times that we talked about it, and more uncomfortable for certain people in the council than others. So I would say to avoid more conflict, to avoid more unnecessary conflict on it, is that if we want to talk about this, should be on an actual council meeting.
So before we waste time with staff though, would it be worth seeing if there is a more widespread concern than just Rob?
Sorry?
It'd be nice to see if it's a more widespread concern than just Rob, before we bring it up to the agenda and open it up for staff time and council time. It's only Rob right now. So the point is, why not allow people to talk about it? And if it's more than just Rob, if people want to put it with them, then it comes to council appropriately with it. Rob's right. There haven't been a bunch of letters, and there haven't been, like, to be honest, so I would say it's premature to bring it back to council, just based on Rob, let's see if people have a concern.
Fair enough. I guess as long as we remain respectful when we're having dialogue, if we can all agree to do that, I would, yeah, sure.
John?
Yeah, I had going back to parking, and I'm one of these guys that said, hey, let's not talk about parking again until we see this last weekend. But this last weekend, I had a chance to talk to my neighbors, the Hicks, and on our side of the street, both Hicks and ourselves, if we could get two signs or whatever, that just said resident parking only or something like that. And if that's too much for you, then we're going to put up our own signs on our property.
That's the municipal responsibility.
So, it's just like Hicks, they have a lot of people visit them on the weekends and so on. They had no parking at all. I mean, they were, So I said to her, I said, Janet, do you want me to bring it up? And she said, would you? And I said,
It's noted, and Lawrence made a note, and there's no question Belcarra Bay Road is a catastrophe. So it needs more signs. Did they arrive yet?
There are signs on order. I will ensure they're here this week and
oh, that's great. Whenever you get that's great. Thank you.
So just, we're not a gallery time. It's okay to have councilors bring up their reports that based on sticking with the agenda. We're not super formal here, but it's nice to have at least a similar.
I've always recognized in the beginning that the problem has been down in Belcarra Bay, Federal Bay, down at the park, etc. I've never seen, I respectfully apologize, I disagree with you that there is no problem on Marine Avenue. I'm down there every day. There may be a problem down at your end, I'm not sure, but I don't see, we've talked to Dad, and we've had town halls, we've had councils, we've had votes on it, whatever, and we decided that we would just deal with it in a timely manner, and, let's just go through a season, right? Let's even just go through a season. Can't we just go through a season, and they're parked on Federal Bay or whatever, but there was nobody parked on Marine Avenue. I was down there all weekend.
You weren't down our end, I can tell you that.
Well, I was down on my end.
So what I would like
Actually,
to
that's
propose-
not true, and I don't want to argue, but I was down there because I do drive down there. I do. When I come down, I drive down your way, and then I come back my way. I go to the end, I come back, I turn around in the car. Because I want to check it out, and I want to feel that I'm a little bit educated, and I know there's times, and of course, this was a fantastic weekend. It was gorgeous, nice and hot and sunny. I mean, our season is short here. It's a very short season. I mean, this is what happens in Federal Bay. It is. It's what happens in Belcarra Bay. It's very cognizant on the Belcarra Bay end, and I'm just going to use that word. It's not always just Belcarra Bay. It's that end of Federal Bay. There's Midden, there's other ones, Sherwood, et cetera. And we're trying to deal with it in the problematic areas, and I just feel this is just getting beaten to death. Oh boy.
So that makes a point, and I'll bring footage if you'd like, because nobody seems to believe there's a problem. I have 10 cameras on my house, so if you'd like to see the footage to finally realize of what's going on, I showed Carolina tonight, took a picture when I came here. There were 15 kids that were down in front yesterday. There were people that actually came down that couldn't go down, there were that many people. They were not from the village.
So may I just, in the sense of not having this thing go down to a deep spiral of solar on, we have the ability to put resident-only parking in front of your area to be able to block where the parties are coming down. Staff's got no unsure, and so we don't have to look at going completely resident-only on Marine Ave in order to solve the problem that you've got on your side. So, Lorna, can I leave it with staff? And Rob, let's just hold off on Rob. We don't need to see the footage. I know that people know. And there were 20 or 30 cars parked illegally on Bedwell Bay Road at the entry, and I saw them walking down with the coolers. It's an area of concern. I get it.
They're legally parked, we have bylaws.
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that they just keep coming in all the time. Same thing for Port Louis. So if we put the resident-only parking just in front of you, just like we're doing on Belcarry Road, we deal with one more hotspot and we get better every time. So
And deal with all of the residents down there and get their, right? Yeah.
No, this is just by the turning circle, I understand. It's like Barbara Shelley.
Same problem. She hasn't written a letter.
This is just like what we're doing, just like we're doing for the Hicks and the Wells.
I just want to say something. When this all started, you have footage, I have lots of pictures of it, because every time that I did see cars parked in front of your house, they were illegally parked. So I understand, I guess the concern is more for the cars and the partiers that are going there. But if you do, even if you do put the resident on the sign in front of your house, like you want, you're still going to park, hang on, okay, well, it is.
No.
Okay, so it's like it's in the first 20 meters or whatever. But if we do that, which is fine to me, I guess, but if we do that, people are gonna park somewhere else and still go down there to park.
Well, then we have to deal with where they move, like Belcarry Bay Road. Right now, let's just deal with the hot spots and see where they move. We'll leave it with that. So the whole idea is that we try to protect the spots. It's not working, deal with that. Is there anything else on council beyond parking that you guys would like to talk about? All right, to the gallery, and I think I saw John first.
Yeah, I had one more thing.
Yeah.
And I know we were talking parking, but I went out on Sunday at 4. I came back at 6. I never saw one policeman up there.
In Belcarry or
At Belcarry or Sassamat.
Yep.
Sassamat was a disaster. They were turning around. You could barely get food. They don't even look at the signs, even today. You go there today, and they don't even look. They don't care. They just park.
John, on Sunday, I called the cops for Port Louis. I spoke with the acting mayor. I spoke with the past acting mayor. And I also went back and forth with the CAO. And after I called, the Port Louis police went up and they started patrolling. There was at least a couple of cars towed, I hear. And then today, as a result of that, there were 2 more bylaw officers out there as well today, ticketing 2 at once. So I'm on it with them, and they're accelerating the review on the ball that's being put in as well, recognizing they have a huge problem. So I agree with you. They didn't have the tickets that are being put out there. The RCMP, the Port Louis police were super responsive, and they were great to deal with. So hopefully it's finally by now. All right.
Hopefully the last comment, I did see a number of tickets. I mean, I would venture a guess, saying only illegally parked cars, about 20% of them got the tickets. From what I could see, John was coming at the same time you were, and they had an after deal phone call, but there were tickets on a number, certainly not the majority. And in Belcarry, I thought we did pretty well, but I would venture to guess.
Belcarry's pretty good.
Took in a couple of us.
Yeah.
Over that weekend, and that's the busiest I have ever seen. I have
We
never
had,
seen that.
50 tickets issued this past weekend. And going will start on Saturday, and the, tow truck drivers will be ticketing also. So I really think we're going to see a difference.
And there would have been more tickets, there was a misunderstanding, and so there would have been more tickets written, probably another 15 to 20 as well. So the ticketing is well underway, and the towing is gonna really help us with that. But I think it was Dave was next.
2 questions. First, I think council's setting a good example with the water pitchers. Would you consider banning plastic bottled water in these meetings?
In these meetings?
Well, there's a bunch of them. Somebody brought them all in. Hopefully that's not village applying that then.
Well, we just throw them in the ocean at the end of the meeting.
So the village isn't providing those water?
Would you want to stop there? Because we could get into straws, plastic cutlery.
Yeah.
And
I think we should.
No.
The second question, are these nonprofits assessments as they should be? And if not, does the village have the right to appeal the assessments of a nonprofit in village property?
What do I know? I'm like,
Well, you raised it and said, well, at least they're not being taxed on future use. In some municipalities, they aren't.
No, you're right. My point is, I don't know if we can challenge it to try and get someone else's property value raised, because if we were to do that, all the cabins around Farrakova are gonna get toasted. So
be it.
but my point is, I don't know if the municipality ever challenges. I've only seen people defend their, and don't have any idea if the municipality challenges a property assessor. How to get reelected really fast. Your point's, it's a good one around the opportunity for being able to generate more revenue, and in particular to the camp. There's no question that it's land value on the books. The other data point is that it's messing with numbers. You know, whether they can't even call it depreciating the asset that level. I don't know how they're getting away with it, but I'm not sure if we want to get into challenging what privilege people challenge.
But I would suggest, I think your point is a good one, David. In fact, we do set the rate. I don't know what it is.
You set the mill rate, but you don't set the assessed value rate.
Yeah, but it's set the mill rate high enough, you can compensate for that. I mean, I just don't, we only have 2 of them, nonprofits, and we could go back and have a look at what the mill rate is, but my suspicion is, like, I don't think you challenge the assessment rate on it, it would be at least bad form. Although a neighbor could do it, right? But then, and we set the mill rate, so we could adjust to that if we really want.
But you haven't decided what your mill rate's gonna be for these nonprofits, right?
I don't know what it is. It's so minuscule, right? It's only 2 of them.
The property's worth 10 million and the mill rate's 2%.
Well, they are
Answering your question, you
commercial.
don't have to control the assessed value, as long as it's comparative. You set your mill rate, and you can have the same.
I understand all
I'm going to say it's unlikely council's going to challenge the property assessment at this point. Would you like us to invest staff's time in defining whether or not the municipality can in fact challenge an
That's a
assessment?
phone call, right?
Yeah, you know, I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of time on hold, which I spent trying to deal with the liquor board. There's probably 10 hours on the liquor board question. Can I propose we just leave the assessment for what it is for the, and if that's the main piece, we'll move on to it?
It was just a question.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, I was next, and then Dave and then Deb.
2 points.
Oh!
Yeah, 2 points. Sorry. Get yourself a drink.
Or a bottle of water.
Yeah, get it, Spears. No, a quick one on the assessment. I had brought that up earlier though. Joking aside, yeah, trust me, we wrote some pretty big checks this year, right? But there are a lot of properties that are not, and I don't think, and I brought that subject up before, I don't think it's out of line for the village to phone assessment and say, excuse me, go over there, they got a place assessed at $300,000 and it's on the market for 1.5. Like, come on, he's not paying his fair share of taxes over there. And there are other properties like that, right? So I don't think it's out of line to do that.
But may I just ask why did I? Because I've sat in court to appeal, like assessment appeal, and residents can appeal other people's assessments.
But
So I don't
I'm
know.
suggesting that generally, a village like us is so small and in financial difficulty, you phone up to the assessment authority and say, you know, we're not happy. There appears to be a lot of property.
Does it impact negatively our message with the spec tax battle that we have right now?
Yeah,
Because it becomes a political thing as soon as the municipality presented it. I would, obviously I'm thinking through on my feet right now, but I would say that there's risk if you're trying to drive up people's taxes, and while you're trying to get them, you know, exempted from the spec tax, that's a difficult position.
True.
So if you're comfortable with it, I would just encourage you guys to do the phone call yourself, and that doesn't undermine the ability to try and protect it as a spec tax. At least while we negotiate with the government coming up with the 10 as well.
Yeah. Yeah. The second point.
Yeah.
I have the parking figured out. Yeah, because I never thought that I would say this. We're actually, we have now been affected in Farragut. No. You're not. So last night, we had a huge family do, and they all left at about 9:30, and of course, our children have keys so that they can get out. When they got to the gate to leave, they had 30 cars in front of them.
Oh.
Park closes at 9 o'clock, closes. They locked the
30
gate.
people.
It was 30 cars
Oh, trapped inside.
trapped inside. So what I suggest,
Gate Belterra?
I put the big gate up at 9 o'clock. Residents will stay in, those people that shouldn't be here.
You know, and all
they
because
can-
we're not a gated community.
Oh.
That's why we're not, that's why we have this problem.
But anyway, yeah,
So that
joking
worked very
aside, 30 cars, and of course, our kids were choked because they were at the back of the line, so they walked all the way to the front, unlocked the gate, and you could only get 3 cars out at a time because they gotta stop at the stop sign.
In all seriousness, I am actually really disappointed that your kids didn't turn this into a revenue producing opportunity.
I'm surprised they didn't.
Every
Oh, my
single car, if they wanted out, they had to, next time,
$20.
if your kids don't step up and have every single car paid, I'm coming down there to talk business. And then we can do the same thing for Belcare if they start making it, and if they're too successful, and they start actually having to do the tax returns, we are gonna have to make that tough for them.
Okay, oh, that's right, yeah, they'll be applying for that, yeah.
Exactly,
Who's
because
got
the
the
top is
application?
coming back. You don't think he's allowing your kids to go into business right now, just so you know.
Right, the one.
Hey,
For residents that find the need to have a sign put in front, no parking, residents only, maybe this is an opportunity for them to donate the cost of the sign to the community.
yeah, it's a good point, however, it's a core functionality, it's a core responsibility of municipalities to control and protect and serve. So I appreciate the idea that someone, but I think that's something that we're paid, you pay your taxes for us to do this for you. And so, in this regard, I think this is a municipal problem to pay for it. Deb was next.
All right, hopefully that.
Yeah, I know. You can donate for us, but you can donate later anyway.
We're always
We're having the stewardship here being put together. I think we're ready to generate committee. Yeah.
Back to the ugly fluorescent yellow painting at the top of Tatlow Trail that says to everybody who are not residents, this is the party trail. This is how you get down to the bottom.
It
I don't
used to be
know
orange,
why.
now it's bright yellow.
I don't know why we painted that.
It used to be green, it started off being lime green.
Hey, let's see if Board of Health body contractors did that.
I believe that was part of the insurance company telling us that we needed to make a mark there.
We could make it a rainbow.
I don't know why the color, but I believe that it was the insurance company that.
The insurance funded the upgrade, so it would make
An
sense that the
insurance
insurance.
company that said what though?
The insurance company funded the upgrade, which included new handrails, you saw some people working on the trails up there. And so all the work that was done is paid for by insurance, so they got the commission, that color.
But why did we need bright yellow to mark where the trail is?
Insurance.
The insurance company. That's the rule.
So they're gonna do it at all the trailheads? I don't see that none of the
Safety area, safety markers in some areas, they saw it as safety.
Is there a report or something to do with that specific one? Because that is what I see, is the kids that are parking by the lake or along the road, they all now know, that's how you get down to the beach, that's the parking.
I don't know, but have we seen any illegal parking up on Marine Ave, access to Apple as well?
You mean up on that, the parking actually,
I'm sorry, Main Ave, Nothing on Main yet.
it's on that, they parked in front of, parking lots for the.
Oh yeah, they were all the way to the entry to the village, they were 30 cars over there. All right, Jim,
Is this question period, by the way?
is this question here? Can you tell?
I wasn't sure.
I did announce it.
Oh, I thought that was sweet.
You were sleeping.
Okay. With regards to section 475 of the Local Government Act, the fact that we have to disperse, circulate our OCPs, I see the list there. Do all these people that get that list have authority to criticize our OCP?
Comment on it, Your Worship.
Look at the local government act requirements.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we see those.
Don't they have to be municipalities?
Whatever's listed in the act, that we follow.
I was wondering why we're giving a list of the natives.
They're listed in the 475, I looked it up. They're actually listed.
You sure they're not gonna want a seat on the board?
But I thought the
I'm
word,
guessing.
I thought the wording said that staff could discuss whether or not they wanted to send it off to that. But the suggestion was that we do send it. But I thought that the wording actually says that council can discuss and decide whether to send it. So,
Cause you know how long it took us to get approval on the water, to go across the water.
Oh, but they don't need, I'm sorry, your worship, we don't have to wait for their response, it's just our obligation to advise them of the amendment for the allowance.
This is like putting up, only with the stalking horse process. There's in business, sometimes you want to manage a foreclosure, you have to, just by virtue of the process, have to publicize something. So people will pick
I appreciate
the
that.
newspapers that have like the small amount of circulation, they'll put a little note at the bottom saying, by the way, the following property is going for foreclosure. This is the same thing where there's a minimum requirement for communication to external potentially interested bodies.
Yeah, okay, I'll be super cautious.
If we didn't do it and everybody else did it, and we got called out for not doing it, that might be even a bigger.
Let them talk to me and I'll talk to them more.
Done.
oh boy.
Easy. Mary.
I don't have a question, but I'd like to make a statement.
Please.
With all due respect to what people have seen and not seen, council today is not manufacturing parking problems.
I tried to communicate the same thing when I was saying about reading the video. I completely believe him. And I said this before, probably the last council meeting. I hope people don't take on the NIMBY acronym, which is, if I don't see it in my backyard, it must not be a problem with someone else. We respect that people are having problems in their yards. And so I think we need to deal with this with staff. And I would have said it if I also didn't believe in it. We shouldn't need to show video evidence. Here's my Barry. There's no question there's a lot of people going down there. It's a fiasco. It's an area that we think we can improve. And we need to do it.
It's just started to, it didn't used to be this way, so this year seems to be, it must be 3 more high rises in Fort Movie because there's no backyard, so I got a balcony, but it's only gonna get worse.
All the buildings that are going up, there's 30 or 40 sky rises going up, and it's going to get worse. And the parking's getting decreased around the lake, and it's being controlled more carefully, so people are being left with, we're the end of the line, so they're being left with 200 places to go.
And as soon as they see it, I'm very serious about them being on their cell phones. They come down there looking for their friends, and they kind of walk around. They don't even know how to get down there, so you know that they're GPSing. And I will say, the majority of the groups that come down there are no problem at all. They're respectful. They park properly when we tell them. There is a turnaround right in front of our property, that's why we don't have parking there, but they are. But there's the odd group that are just, and I have to say, the belligerent people are the young girls. It's not the guys.
Oh,
And I have to make that statement because
I don't disagree with you.
it's unbelievable. And, and of course, one group spoils the further.
Yeah, we need to come back to the fact that Lorna said, it's call the cops.
Yes.
As soon as someone becomes belligerent, and the RCMP are on top of a lot of stuff with us, even with the party guy, going back and forth again with in charge and that. They are very, very supportive. So if you're having trouble with someone, even if it's before noise complaint hours, and if you just say it's around garbage or it's around arguing, bring them down, and they will make it. I've seen it. I was a kid once. They'll make it so uncomfortable that those people aren't going to come back again. So just don't hesitate to do that.
Please use the threat that the RCMP are on their way.
No. Don't tell them. Don't tell them.
Yeah.
Call the RCMP, let the RCMP, because then when they're going to text the story, they're going to say, hey, we got away with it because it's nice guy notified us. As opposed to, hey, can you come and get me out of jail? I've got any bail. Okay, so just call the cops.
I just wanna make a comment to Rob, like, to